Before the age of 22, I've already spent over 6 figures in US dollars on Meta ads. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 principles that have created over 7 figures in revenue for myself and my clients as a 22-year-old. I've been running ads for a couple years now. It's what I do for a living. And for those of you that are new here, my name is Benjamin Green. And my one quote that I want to give you for 2026 is to be running more ads. So in this video, we're going to uncover 5 lessons that are going to help you get more leads at a cheaper cost that convert higher so that you can make more revenue and more profit for your business by getting in front of more potential customers and getting those customers to know you, like you, trust you. So let's get right into these lessons. Lesson number 1. So we did a $1,000 test in the month of Jan just to see if the algorithm changed at all. And what happened with this test is we found one setting made our lead cost over double. So this one setting means that you could take your lead cost from, let's say, $14 a lead down to $6 a lead. So this setting is so powerful, so strong that it could literally slash your lead cost in half. If we look at the cost per click, right? I went from $1.47 cost per click to $0.50 cost per click. If we look at my CPM, which is my cost per mile or cost per 1,000 views, we went from $50 for 1,000 views to $17 for 1,000 views. And what's even more frustrating is that this setting that really screws you over is left on by default when you create a new Meta ad. Okay, so lesson number 1, let's reveal it over here, is how you let Meta spend your money is everything. So by default, when you create a new ad, it's going to have ad set budget enabled, which means that you have more control over ad spend. But what I've found after testing this many times is that CBO, or campaign budget optimization, is way better at finding ads that are winners and getting you a better cost per click, getting you a better cost per lead, and ultimately getting you more leads in total. So if you want to cut your ad spend in half, or rather your cost per result in half, I highly recommend you test a CBO, which is campaign budget instead of ad set budget. Lesson number 2. Lesson number 2, the $1 trillion algorithm will always outsmart you. So we know that Facebook is a $1 trillion company, $1.56 trillion, and they are growing every single year. And these are the results of campaigns that I've spent hundreds, even thousands of dollars on just this month. And it's the 20th of Jan, time of recording. So what I'm sharing here is that you want to keep your ads inside of a CBO, as we said in lesson 1, but I want you to test leaving your interests as broad as possible. Okay, the other day I was in person at one of my clients' offices, and I saw one of the managers giving input to one of the girls who does their social media. And he was busy trying to target retailers, right? And he was busy tweaking the ads and saying, oh, we should test this interest and up the age and change the demographic and, tighten this and let's try a lookalike audience. And he was finicking with all these settings. And what I've found consistently is that leaving your ads as broad as possible is the best thing you can do. And the reason is because Meta pays algorithm engineers hundreds of millions of dollars every single year to make sure that the algorithm is flawless. And what we found is that the targeting is done at the creative level. So your ad, if you're after business owners, say business owners. If you're after solar companies, say solar companies. If you're after lawyers, say these are 3 things that lawyers can do to XYZ. You want to be speaking about who it is that you're after inside of the ad and let that do 80-90% of the targeting. The settings that you have in the back end don't actually matter that much, or at least not as much as you think. Because what Meta will do with its $1 trillion algorithm is it's going to put your ads, it's going to scan your ad and put it in front of people that it will think will bite the ad. And what happens is if you're talking to engineers, everyone who's not an engineer is probably going to scroll past it. Whereas the engineers, when they hear that word, even if they pay just 1 second more of attention, Facebook's going to be like, whoa, engineers are paying 1 more second to the attention to this ad. Let's push it in front of more people who watch engineering content. And that's how it works. It's brilliant. It's an amazing technology behind this $1 trillion company. And they make most of their revenue from advertisers. So they are like fighting to get this right. So please do not think you are smarter than a $1 trillion algorithm. Okay? I highly recommend you test broad. Okay? So leave the ages wide, leave the genders wide. Unless you have something that's specifically for women or specifically for men or specifically for older people. But for interests and like lookalike audiences and targeting, leave that broad, okay? Lesson number 3, okay? And this is a game changer. Run more ads. So this is my recommended structure. And then I'm going to give you an analogy from Yondu, who is in Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was speaking to a software company, one of my clients, and they consult with a creative agency. So they get a quote from a creative agency to produce images and videos. And the problem is that they spend money to get ads made because they're paying a design team. So they then feel like, I don't want to spend more money to get more ads. Let's work with 12 ads. And I was recommending, guys, we need to test 20 ads, 30 ads, 50 ads, because I personally like testing a minimum of 50 ads in a campaign, like starting off 50. Anything less, and you're missing out on huge opportunities. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Because when you have 12 ads, it's kind of like having 12 rounds of ammunition, whereas having 50 ads is like having 50 bullets. And I'm really going to nail this point home so that you make more ads and you get better results, because that's what I want for you. So let's look at this analogy, right? So if you have a CBO, which is what we learned from lesson 1, so that's campaign budget, even at $20 per day, and you have one ad set that is got all your videos in it, and you've got an ad set that's got all your images in it. And then let's say in the video one, you've got a whole bunch of ads, and in the picture one, you've got a whole bunch of ads. This is what's going to happen. So if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you might know about Yondu. What Yondu does is he whistles. And when he whistles, he's got this little arrow that flies around and kills people. Sorry, or yeah, I don't know if that's a good word to say in this video, but this arrow basically flies around and hits people, okay? And that's how I want you to think of a CBO and of the algorithm. Is the CBO is going to take this $20 and it's going to start hunting. It's going to go through the video ad set and it's going to find out, ad number 3 is a winner. Okay, boom, you're getting leads for like $5. Then it's going to come hunting, boom, 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 through here. And it's going to find ad number 2 in here is getting leads for, let's say, $6. Okay. And then it's going to come hunting and it's going to find another one here. Okay. And it's getting leads for, let's say, $4. And then what's going to happen with these ones is because they were bad ads and because they didn't resonate with the audience, Meta's only going to give them a little bit of spend. So maybe this one doesn't get you any leads and it only spends like 20 cents. Okay. So all the spend is now going to start going towards these 3 winners. Okay. So these ones you might be saying, but Ben, now I've just wasted those ads. Yeah, but that's what happens when you test ads. Some are going to be really good and they're going to get you $5, $6, $4 cost per lead. And then you're getting, 5 leads a day with your $20 budget. And then all of these other ones aren't going to get spent because they're not any good. Okay. So that's the best way that I can describe how this works. And what's awesome is the more ammunition you give it, the more targets, the more ads you put in your campaign, the more winners it's going to find. And that means that your budget can hit more ads so that your audience doesn't get like creative fatigue. They don't start seeing the same ad over and over and over and over again because you've got multiple winning ads. So if you run 50 ads and you've got 5 winners, now the audience is going to see those 5 winners. Whereas if you run 12 ads, like the software company wanted to, and I was like, hell no, I'm not going to touch this campaign unless we run more. If we run 12 ads, you're only going to get like 1 winner, and then that winner is going to be shown to the audience the whole time, and they're going to get bored. They're going to think that your brand is lazy. They're going to think, oh, these people only make 1 ad, because that's the ad that's going to get all the spend. So run more ads, get more winners, get more results. Let's move on to lesson number 4. Lesson number 4, never sell, always educate. When people are on social media, scrolling on their phone, they're not there to be sold to. It's not like they walked into a mechanic, like a car, a auto dealer, right? And they're like, oh, I want to buy this car, that car, this car. And then a salesperson comes up to them. They're on their phone. They're probably just passing time. They're looking at messages that their friends sent them. They're looking at memes. They're looking at content from their favorite creator. Maybe they're posting content. They're relaxing. They're chilling. And then you coming along and you're like, we've got this, you with your value equation, you're like, oh, we've got this offer for this price, and this is how it works, and this is how you can buy or book a call. That's not what people care about. If you want to build a serious brand and you want more educated buyers, you want more trust and more rapport so that you have an easier time selling people, and you want your brand to have more goodwill, then I want you to shift from selling people in your ads to educating them in your ads. Now, we did this as an example, and we found that our cost per lead went from $2.76 all the way down to $1.73. So our cost per lead went down by 37%, which is a big change. If you are getting more expensive leads currently, maybe your leads are $50. And if your leads are $50 and they're going down 37%, let's do the math here. So 50 times 0.63, your new lead cost is now $31. So you can get your lead cost down over 30% by educating instead of selling. Okay. And here are some examples. So if you sell a software, you might do like a demo of your software. I think it's ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or MailerLite, one of these like email marketing companies, and they just do software demos. I know Alex Becker behind Hyros, he also has people just like show what Hyros looks like and how it tracks ads. Now, if you are in the financial industry or the service business industry or whatever it is, right, you might want to be selling, you might want to be showing like a presentation. Or if you're a lawyer or an accountant or a financial advisor, you want to be giving like expert tips. So you want to be sharing like insights, advice, mistakes, do's, do nots, pros and cons, share advice, give tips, right? And let's say that you're in e-commerce and you sell supplements, or if you sell like clothing or jewelry, you want to educate, right? Like, oh, these are the benefits of creatine. These are the top 10 things that you get from creatine, or this energy drink is really bad for you. These things will harm your health, but our energy drink is natural and these are the benefits. So educate in your ads, and then naturally people will take the next step and they will purchase from you. And your brand is also going to just build more goodwill by leading with education. Now, lesson number 5, and this is the last lesson. This is for those of you that are struggling with lead quality. Okay. And this has been a game changer for our lead quality and increasing our lead quality. Train your pixel like a dog. You want to be using friction strategically. So B.F. Skinner, who's one of the founding fathers of operant conditioning, of the psychology of learning, okay? says that behavior is determined by its consequences. He also says that's all teaching is, arranging contingencies which bring changes in behavior. Okay, so I once met this like rookie advertiser, right? And he was just running ads. So he was just running ads like straight to WhatsApp, okay, where all that he would have is their number. Okay, he didn't have their name, he didn't have their company name, he didn't have their revenue range, he didn't have what industry they're in, he didn't have what their urgency is, what their goals are, what their pain is. So he didn't have any what we call discovery questions. And because of that, he was getting a lot of volume, okay, but he was not getting any intent. So what he was doing was he was wasting time. Now, if you were the Pixel, okay, so for those of you that don't know, the Pixel is a brilliant piece of technology that's in Facebook ads and Instagram ads, Meta ads. And what the Pixel is it's a tracking code. And not only does it track a conversion, so if someone submits an application, you get a 1. Or if someone purchases on your Shopify store, you get a 1. If someone opts into your email list, you get a 1. So not only does it track the conversion, but it also builds, and this is the beauty of the technology, it builds a buyer profile. So if you get 100 plumbers to opt into an email list, that Pixel now has the buying profile of 100 plumbers, and it's going to get you more plumbers. If you sell to accountants, you're going to get 100 accountants. If you sell to doctors, you're going to get 100 doctors. If you sell to e-commerce companies, you're going to get 100 e-com owners. So that Pixel builds a buying profile based on who submits. That's pretty cool, right? But the problem is that if you are not having any friction, okay, or any like qualification in your process, and you're just letting people pour in with their number or their name or their email, that buying profile is not going to get trained properly. Because the Pixel, what you're telling it is you're saying, hey, I just want volume. I don't care about who they are, what industry they're in, who, like what their revenue is, if they even own a business. I just want volume, just volume, 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 volume. That Pixel is then going to basically go after people who submit things. It's not going to be going after like these very sophisticated people. It's just going to be going after people who submit forms during their free time. So what we need to do is train the Pixel. So this is Skinner's theory of operant conditioning. You have a behavior, and that behavior, okay, either has a consequence or reinforcement. So a consequence leads to punishment, and reinforcement means that that behavior is strengthened. So if we think of a rat, okay, a rat would have a behavior, and it either gets reinforced or gets punished. Now, what does this have to do with your Pixel? Well, if your Pixel is not getting trained, okay, so there's no consequence. If there's no consequence, then your Pixel is going to optimize for volume, just like this guy up here, which means that you're going to have low intent, low conversions, and you're going to be wasting your time. But what if your Pixel gets punished? So there's consequences if it attracts the wrong people, and it gets reinforced if it attracts the right people. Okay, so how do we do this? This is something known as conditional logic. And we can do this inside Facebook with the instant forms, or you can do it on your website, or you can use something like Typeform. It's very easy to set this up on Typeform, or let's say Jotform, any sort of like form app. We're currently using Tally as well. Okay, so what this means is that if they select a certain answer, the form closes. So we might ask something as simple as, are you a business owner? And if they say no, closes. We might say, is your budget more than $1,000 or less than $1,000? And then we might turn off the people who say less than $1,000. You might only work with business owners that are doing over $50,000 a year as a minimum. So people below $50,000, you're going to have that as an option on your form. But when they select that option, form closes. So what we're doing is we're punishing that behavior. We're punishing that buyer profile. And we're reinforcing the people that get to pass through that then count as a conversion from the pixel. This is the most important lesson that I can leave you with. It will ultimately change the way that you view the pixel, that you view buyer profiles, and it will ultimately determine the quality of the leads that you get for your business. Okay? So set up conditional logic and build in consequences and build in reinforcements for the answers that you want. So to summarize, lesson 1 is how you let Meta spend your money is everything. Go for CBO over ABO. Lesson number 2, leave everything broad. The $1 trillion algorithm will always outsmart you. Lesson number 3, run more ads because more ads is more ammunition for Meta. Lesson number 4, never sell, always educate, because more educated buyers trust you more, have more rapport, and will get you a better cost per lead, and your brand's building goodwill. Lesson number 5, train your pixel like a dog. Use friction strategically. Develop consequences for leads that you don't want, and develop reinforcement for leads that you do want. You can do this with conditional logic inside of instant forms, or you can use Typeform, Jotform, or Tally to create discovery questions so that you can actually get high intent leads and stop wasting your time. Thank you so much for watching this video. You stay blessed, have a great 2026, and go and implement these 5 lessons. It's going to be the greatest thing that you can do for your business this year. I promise you, I've had to learn it the hard way, and I wanted to just make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I made in the past after spending over $100,000 on Meta ads. Bye for now. Take care.